I think we're live. Are we live, everybody? Yes, we are. What is up, people, the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with another stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful October 30th, 2023, just one day before Halloween. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight, wherever you are in the world. I'm certainly having a great day myself. And today we're doing a live discussion on the 2024 Republican Iowa caucuses because, you know, new polling came out from NBC just today that indicates very fascinating results and a continued trend of DeSantis going down while Trump continues to go up. Now, before we continue with today's video, or I should say today's stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you could join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. And like usual, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, whatever that you want for sure answered, the best way to get them answered is via the super chat, via, well, the chat. Again, if you have any questions you want to answer, I'll try to read through the chat, but if you want something, or just want to support the content, send a super chat. Best way to get your questions answered, and well, just want to help the channel out. Best way to do it also. Cole Langdon for 2. Thoughts on Joe Donnelly and Nick Bigich? I'm not a big fan of Bigich. Not at all. You know, if you're, Nicholas Bigich, you're talking about the one that's running for House again, right, in Alaska? Yeah, he's a fraud. If you're talking about the one that disappeared, no comment. That's all I'm going to say. Now, Joe Donnelly, he was a fake moderate from the state of Indiana. Compared to other Democrats, I guess he was kind of moderate. You know, compared to other Democrats, but, you know, it's still like, you know, not a true conservative Democrat, you know. Well, I should say that, but Donnelly was somebody that you could see as, like, kind of a serious, you know, moderate conservative Democrat. But still, it's like, you would think a conservative Democrat would be like, you know, 90% ACU score. Instead of like, you know, 50, I think it was. He was conservative, yeah, but not like barely conservative, like, oh, you're like further to the right of somebody like, who's the moderate Republican I can think of? Not Susan Collins, like, because I think he was to the right of her, but I'm talking about like somebody like a deep red state that has no business being, like a moderate. Like, the lady from West Virginia, you know. And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about Joe Donnelly, but thanks for the super chat. Alright. Okay, gentlemen. Today we're going to be discussing the Iowa Caucus, and I know, why are we talking about this? Well, there was a brand new poll from NBC News that indicates a continuing trend in what is the most anti-Trump poll this cycle. It still shows the same thing. Trump is maintaining a big lead in the state of Iowa. Now again, Iowa is a caucus, so, and plus it is more evangelical, so all those factors combined, this should theoretically be Trump's worst state. Iowa caucus would mean lower turnout, because if you don't know what a caucus is, it's essentially you stand in a room, and you go to one corner saying, I support X, you know, or whoever. And then you go to another corner if you support somebody else, and etc. So it's not like you just go to the polling place and vote. It's a little bit different, and it does lead to lower turnout. So theoretically, it should help somebody like DeSantis, because if this was a high turnout election, Trump would eviscerate DeSantis. But it's so bad for DeSantis that Trump is leading with every demographic, including the ones that he's thrown tens of millions of dollars at. Watch a cope change to he'll drop in the polls after the primaries. Yeah, that's where we're going to at this point. All right. So again, this poll has been the most favorable to Ron DeSantis, not including the piece of shit polling. And it still has him down by a lot. We're not talking about 2 points. We're not talking even about 10. We're talking like a 30-point gap, I believe. So let's get into it. Former President Donald Trump now leads his nearest Republican rivals by nearly 30 points in Iowa, with 2/3 of likely Republican caucus goers dismissing the severity of the legal challenges, according to the second conducted poll by Ann Selzer, who is, relatively speaking, a decent pollster. But a 30-point gap. Unfreaking believable. 30 points you're down by. And this is your most favorable poll. And 2/3 of the voters say they don't give a shit about Trump's legal issues. They think it's bullcrap what's happening to him. I mean, you're down by 30. What is the largest defeat in Iowa ever for a competitive primary? Chat, look it up. The past, 50 years. Of every competitive Iowa caucus, not including somebody that's from the state of Iowa, what is the largest gap the winner had in the state? I'm trying to think here. Didn't Bush win by 20 or something in 2000? Because I can't think of a time it's this big of a gap in a somewhat competitive primary. Cancel the primary, give the Trump money to Trump. I agree with that, but that's never going to happen. I'm trying to think here. It's got to be like Bush when he won it by 20. But this is larger, I believe. Rap, did you know the Sims unironically believe the site incite Ron polling? They actually cite that? That's a clear parody. Do they actually cite that? I would laugh if they did. I can't believe so many people actually like Haley. I don't think so. We'll get to the Nikki Haley stuff soon, but I mean, you're down by 30. If that's going to be your best state, good luck. Technically, Gore in 2000 says Bill Bradley was opposition in name only. Yeah, that doesn't count, though. You're the former vice president with the support of the party. Gee, you're not going to lose that. So that doesn't really count. I'm talking about, a real competitive race like the Republican primary in 2008, Hey, Rap, do you believe back in the 1950s GOP was MAGA back then? They were definitely a more I hate using the term, but a more populist party. But still. Thoughts to replace the general elections with general caucuses to elect the president/Senate. That would be a bad idea in theory, but caucuses can be abused to holy hell. Look what happened to Ben Carson. People forget that Ben Carson got screwed. I mean, the guy was taking, was it 15% of the vote? And Ted Cruz says, Ben Carson has just dropped out of the race. He will be endorsing Ted Cruz. Ben Carson gave Ted Cruz the victory, even though that never happened. Ted Cruz won on technicality. That's what I'm talking about. Crap like that? No. Nope. Bush only got 41% of the vote in Iowa and only beat the second place candidate by 11. So that's not even a good comparison. You're talking about a 30-point victory. Cruz did a little trolling. Well, he lied. He openly lied. That should have been fraudulent, but whatever, He did what he wanted to do, and it, not pretty. It gave him Iowa, but it pissed off a lot of people. All right. The survey also finds former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley moving up to a tie for second place with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, both of whom remain popular with Iowa Republicans ahead of the January 15th GOP caucuses. Now, Ben Sinnix for 2. Carson deserves a lot of respect. He's done a lot. Yeah. He was one of Trump's only good cabinet picks, you know. Ben Carson I've always liked. You know, he's one of those guys that the meme is he's like super boring and stuff, but it's like he's likable compared to some of these other assholes. It's like Ben Carson everybody likes, and he got screwed. He wasn't going to win it, but still. What's your opinion on the Colorado State Court pushing this sham trial of removing Trump off the ballot? It's ridiculous, but they're going to do what they want to do. So, and I'm going to pull this up from Nikki Haley because a lot of people have been asking me about why Nikki Haley is so popular. Honestly, I don't think she really is. I think it's more so people don't know her enough. They don't know where she stands on the issues. Like, let me pull this up here. Okay. Right here. Because, again, let me just pull this up. Another ad in the middle of the stream. That's YouTube. YouTube loves doing YouTube. What do you expect? Right here. Look at this. This is from Nikki Haley's official Twitter account. The world is on fire, but here in America, we're acting like it's September 10th. We need to remember what it felt like on September 12th. America has to get this right. For the sake of our brothers and sisters in Israel. For the sake of the American people. Think about what she just said. Just think about it for 5 minutes. Just 5 seconds. What she's implying. She is implying that somehow we're the days before 9/11 and we need to have a response similar to 9/11. What happened then? She is basically advocating for World War III with Iran. Let's be real. This crap that it's it's September 10th. What? Who would you focus on in the Middle East at this point? I mean, chat. What country in the Middle East poses some kind of serious threat to the United States? I'm just being serious. What? She's been talking about we need a defense department of offense, not defense. We need to start more wars in the Middle East. She's talked by Iran. Starting a crapshoot in the Middle East over this. Again, I support Israel. I think we should send them humanitarian aid. With that being said, however, right, this is ridiculous. Trying to compare 9/11 to this, like, what? Let's invade Iran because it worked well in Iraq. Yeah. That's the same strategy. Unbelievable. Okay, dude, you can't just chat. You can't just spam the chat there, guy. Dude, stop it. Alright. Don't want to do that, but please don't. Hey, Rap, if you look at the New York Times 2020 election map and go at the trends and look at the Western LA County, it shows that the elite are at civil war. Really? Alright, sorry I had this. Sorry, guys, it's only for 300 seconds you're timed out, but don't spam. Nobody likes people that spam. Don't do it. Not fun. Not fun at all. Hey, Rap, if Trump was a neocon and Ben Carson was your choice. Yeah, Ben Carson probably would have been my number one pick. Iran invasion would be much worse because it's so mountainous. Yeah, you're not going to invade Iran. You know, you think invading, like, Afghanistan, Iraq's difficult. Can you imagine trying to invade Iran? With the geography of that country? That wouldn't be pretty, I don't think. Not at all. Nope. Yeah, an Iran invasion and insurgency would be 5 times worse than Iraq. It's stupid that we have idiots still talking about this when some average dude in the state of Michigan sees what Nikki Haley has to say about we need to start another global war on terror. Yeah, I'm sure those voters will certainly back her. They won't. DJ Aftershock for 2. Real Chads lie to their girlfriends about their views. Yeah, I saw that. Rufus! For those that don't get the context, there's this guy on Twitter, this bozo named Rufus on Twitter. He's like a 45-year-old man that's still on Twitter 24/7 and bickering with like 18-year-olds. But either way, you want to hear what this guy does? For one, he's just, I don't freaking know. But number 2, he talks nothing but sex, and he lies to women about her political views to get them to love him. It's like, what? Are we at the stage that you lie to somebody you like about your beliefs just to have sex with them? Are you freaking kidding me right now? And I guess, it had like 100,000 likes or something crazy, like somebody posted it. It doesn't make any sense. This whole Rufus stuff, I don't get it. Why does this happen? Why? Hey, Rap, are you going to predict the 2023 elections in Virginia before they happen? And what's your quick answer what you think will happen? So, yes, I will. I wanted to talk about this before we get back to the Iowa stuff. How I wanted to do this was probably Thursday. Thursday or next Monday, we're going to do final predictions for Kentucky, Mississippi, Virginia, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. I may split up in 2, but Rufus is a troll. I think the guy's real. I have this feeling he's a real person. Rufus has schizophrenia. But yeah, so I don't know how we do the predictions. We're going to probably do one like next week, probably, next Monday. But all right, back to the chaos in Iowa. The poll shows Trump supporters are more enthusiastic and locked into their choice than Haley's and DeSantis' backers are, even as a likely Republican caucus goers are divided over whether Trump should remain the leader of the GOP. My life was a lot better when Trump was in office. I felt safe, things were cheaper, he helped out the farmers and my parents. Things are better, plain and simple, said poll respondent Kendall Pelzer, a 53 of Bettendorf, Iowa, who says he's caucusing for Trump. And this is why people are backing Trump still. Listen, the legal stuff at this point, I don't think it matters. Like, it's going to bog him down with resources, but these voters are like, I don't freaking care about what he allegedly did 30 years ago. When he was the president of the United States of America, my life was better. I was safe. I wasn't at risk of walking down Main Street and getting shot. Or in hockey now, you have some guy that's purposely kicking people in the throats and killing them. You guys see that? It was like some hockey league in the United Kingdom. Some absolute thug, loser, whatever you want to call this person, who is known for having a bunch of penalty minutes in the hockey league. Not the NHL, it's one of the in the United Kingdom. This loser purposely kicked somebody in the throat with the bottom of his skates. And it killed him. And so far, he has not been charged with anything yet. It's unbelievable that... What am I supposed to say to that? The world has turned into that now. GOP moment. New Jersey could be redder if GOP wasn't run by clowns. Possibly. No, you must vote for Joe and live with crime because Trump was jaywalking in Atlanta in 2008. Yeah. I mean, that's where we're at this point. He jaywalked 15 years ago. We gotta throw him in jail. Murder. It should be. It should be absolutely charged with murder, not manslaughter. He purposely did that to kill him. Hey, Rep, do you believe if Trump wins, the Democrats go down the drain in the future, will clean Washington mess? I wouldn't say that. But I think the current Democrat coalition is going to collapse. I just have this feeling. Seltzers, who has been conducting polls of Iowa over the last 3 decades, said, "This is a good poll for Donald Trump. For all the things that happened between the last poll and now, he's still the dominant player in the field, and his standing has, in fact, improved from August." The NBC News poll of Iowa was conducted October 22nd through Thursday amid another volatile period in the 2024 cycle. As war rages in the Middle East, Trump encounters additional challenges in the courtroom, and as the GOP field prepares for its next presidential debate. According to the poll, 43% of likely Republican caucus goers pick Trump as their first choice, while 16% choose DeSantis, another 16% for Haley. Oh, don't worry, everybody. It's just, Ron can still come back. He's apparently like William Afton. He always comes back, despite the fact he's still going down. I mean, you're tied with Nikki Haley. Why do you think all the DeSantis have suddenly started to attack her over Trump? Because she is a bigger threat to him than Trump. Because Trump is up by 30. Everybody, even the people on Team DeSantis, they privately admit they're down by 30 to 40. They don't want to get embarrassed and take 3rd in Iowa. Or 4th. By the time the Iowa caucuses happen, I think DeSantis will be in the gutter. There's a possibility. It's absolutely possible. He may not even be in 4th or 5th by then. Yeah, Ron DeSantis comes back. Yeah, I mean, these people are idiots. At this point in time, you're not coming back from this. It's done. Your last stand was in the GOP debates. Those have backfired. And now, look at this. You are pulling closer to Ass Hutchinson than you are to Donald Trump. You're pulling closer to frickin' Larry Elder, who has dropped out, than to Trump. Chief constituent for 2. How far will Rufus fall? Thoughts on the House. Rufus is Rufus, so God knows. Thoughts in the House. Mike Johnson has balls of steel. I'll give him that. He's like, we're going to pass a single subject bill on Israel aid. But to pay for this, we're cutting the IRS crap that you guys spent last year. McCarthy would have never did that. He would have just packaged it all up with Ukraine and with border security. Mike Johnson, he's going back to single subject spending. He is focused on appropriations. He's already accomplished more in a week. He kept his promises longer than Kevin McCarthy did. And significant ones. Again, McCarthy would have just packed it all up in a CR, resolution and call it a week. Not Johnson. He's like, screw it. We have the leverage here. Go ahead. Vote against aid for Israel. Go ahead. Jets Unleashed has been a member for 12 months. Thank you, good sir. Thoughts on the Colorado judge? Yeah, apparently the judge is like a resist liberal. And it's like donated to anti-Trump people, I guess. So, that's that. Dems are coping by saying Johnson's is actually moderate for MAGA. Yeah. Yeah, the judge apparently paid off, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe there's some corruption in that case. Base Speaker Johnson. Yeah, McCarthy would have never did that. He would have been, we can't spend that. We have to package it in immigration and Ukraine. Which, should I bring up the Ukraine article? Where Zelensky's own advisor is saying, yeah, there's a bunch of corruption here. Anyways. They're followed by Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina at 7, with entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie at 4. Trump's 27-point lead is up from NBC News, poll in August, when Trump was ahead of DeSantis by 23. Haley was 6% 2 months ago. So this is what's happening. All the never Trumpers, they are either accepting the fact that Trump's could be the nominee, or they're still coping. They're going to Nikki Haley this time. Good job. First you went from DeSantis. Now you're going to Nikki Haley. What's next? Who is after Nikki Haley when she eventually burns and crashes? DeSantis had a gaffe on guns. Wait, really? What was the gaffe? Do you hear what happened to the actor from Friends, Matthew Perry? Yeah, he died. For a drug overdose, I think. In the latest survey, Trump holds substantial advantages among almost all demographic groups. And wait for it, including evangelicals, previous caucus goers, first-time caucus goers, and self-described Republicans. He holds a narrow lead among self-identified independents who can participate in the caucus if they change their registration to Republican. Look at that. So the two groups that DeSantis was banking on, were evangelicals and long time, Republicans for 30 years. They are all breaking for Trump by like 30 points. Godsmack Era 69, nice for 5. Credit where it's due for DeSantis for finally going on the PBD podcasts. I'd rather he come in second place than the wicked warmongering witch of the GOP. Yeah. But we are at a point now where DeSantis is not even... There is a possibility he doesn't even crack 5% in Iowa. I always thought this was a mistake, but I always thought, okay, he's in a flat line of like 20. Because a lot of people like DeSantis, and as long as he doesn't make any big F-ups, he should get a decent chunk of the vote. He's at 10% in the RCP aggregate. And his most favorable poll is 16% in Iowa. You're done. Do you think the Nevada GOP can flip 3 of the 4 House seats? I think they can flip one of them. Horsford. He has a lot of corruption stuff. All right. Sizable numbers still... Okay. Despite Trump's overall lead, sizable numbers of Iowa Republicans say they're considering DeSantis, Haley, and Scott. 27% of likely caucus goers picked DeSantis as their second choice. But here's the catch, everybody. Look at this. Among likely Iowa Republican caucus goers, Trump's at 43 already. When you include second choice, 12. And actively considering, that's another 12. Let's say he gets 7%. Right, let's say the second choice, instead of 12, it's 7. He gets that. He is at 50%. So it doesn't matter how you do it. All right? He is above 50%. If he just gets half of the second choice. And a lot of these second choice people for DeSantis, they're just Trump voters. So they're not going to vote for him. I mean, what do you think's going to happen? They're just going to magically flip? They're not. It's over. It is completely done. It's kapooey. You blew it. You need to win every single anti-Trump vote from Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, Chris Christie, and Hutchinson to possibly even get within 10. You're just going to magically come back from this? Adding to the potential uncertainty of the coming Iowa caucuses, a majority of likely caucus goers, 54%, say they could be persuaded to change their first choices. By contrast, 41% say their minds are made up. Yet, as in August's survey, Trump supporters are much more locked into their choice compared to those who are backing DeSantis or Haley. Look at this. only 37% of Trump voters could be persuaded. Among Haley supporters, 74%. 74% of Haley supporters are saying we could change our mind. You know what that means? These voters are just coping about, oh God, it's over. We may have to go with Trump, don't we? Look at that. It's 70% among DeSantis supporters. So that means, it appears according to this poll, DeSantis does have a solid floor. Theoretically. What am I supposed to say to this? Cole Langton for 2. Who's worse, Ass Hutchinson or Chris Christie? Hutchinson. At least Christie was from New Jersey. I'll give him that. You know, he's in a blue state. He has to be more cringe, but he's just egregiously bad at some points. Hutchinson's a deep red state. He has no reason to be that bad. Rap, I met someone who supports DeSantis, and if he loses, she will support Biden. Well, Christina Paschow, however you say her name, she's going to do that. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but she was caught liking tweets of DeSantis staffers in Iowa saying, if Donald Trump is the nominee, I will not support him in the general. I will vote for Biden. I believe it said that part. It could have, it may have not. But for sure it said, we are not going to support Donald Trump if he's the nominee. So what's the point? Your whole argument is those Trump cultists are going to kill us in the general. So you decide to do the same thing you allege Trump voters are doing? What? For some petty bullcrap of, back in 1756, Donald Trump said something bad. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Who said that? Christina Paschow, who months ago was a top person in the DeSantis campaign before she got essentially forced out for the GOP Josh stuff, which is freaking hilarious. But hey Rap, do you believe you would be a good VP? It would be based if you it would be based. I don't think so. No, I'm just being honest. A whopping 63% of Trump supporters say their minds are completely made up. Blah, blah, blah. We saw this. And this is the best part. 65% of caucus goers are saying Trump can win against Biden regardless. With only 32% saying it's nearly impossible to win the election. This 32%, it's the DeSantis and Haley people. They're the ones who are saying, Trump can't win, Trump can't win, Trump can't win. With no factual data to back it up. I mean, they say Trump can't win, but he's pulling like 5 points higher than DeSantis. Other findings. Nearly 2/3 of likely Republican caucus goers, 63%, say their candidate choices are based more on the issues, compared to 29% who say they're more based on personality. All right. Most popular candidates, DeSantis 69, nice percent favorability, blah, blah, blah. Christie only a 20% favorability. So either way, yeah. DJ Aftershock for 2. Arizona political caught on C-SPAN saying voting for Biden. Yeah. All these morons are saying that. They're all saying, and they're not willing to admit this on Twitter, but we know they are. Donald Trump is bad. I will vote for Biden to punish his supporters. Just like, what? Has Team Biden lost so much common sense that they're advising on Rap's channel of all things? No, it's YouTube, you know, which YouTube is getting to a point of no return, but yeah. Like what Trump said to Cruz in 2016, if I can't beat her, you're really going to get killed. Yeah. I mean, of the current candidates who would win, of the presidential Republicans, Nikki Haley would get blown out. I don't want to hear this crap of, she can win, she's winning according to polling right now. Her name ID is like half of what Donald Trump's is or DeSantis's. She is just seen as an unknown Republican that, oh, she must be like a, just a different type of Republican. When they figure out what she stands for in foreign policy, good luck. Good luck winning voters in the Midwest, lady. Good luck. DeSantis would lose. Tim Scott is going nowhere. Chris Christie would get blown out. Ramaswamy, I don't know. Doug Burgum, he's just so unknown, I don't know. Hutchinson would lose like Missouri. Ryan Binkley, who the hell is that? You just start looking at it, it's like, yeah, no, you're not going to win. Only Donald Trump right now, do I believe, can win. Everybody else, I don't trust. I don't. The people that know her, she beats Biden. Wins nationwide, it's a blowout. Yeah, I don't believe that. It's not going to happen. Yeah, she's Bush in heels. Absolutely. She is. Isn't Scott running out of money, of cash as well? Yeah, she is. Or he is. He is run out of money, but we just got to see. Just got to see, chat. Ryan Binkley's at 0%. Why is he still in? Reasons. He's evangelical, that's why. Thoughts on Newsmax. They had potential, but they blew it. The only thing I watch is Tucker Carlson for news stuff. Tucker Carlson or like Steve Bannon, that type of stuff. That's about it. Top 10 quotes that age poorly. Israel doesn't need America. America needs Israel. Yeah. I mean, again, just because I'm saying that's ridiculous, that doesn't mean I'm anti-Israel. I'm getting sick and tired of Nikki Haley and her people saying, well, you hate Israel because you don't want to send hundreds of trillions of dollars there. You don't want to put boots on the ground. Here's the difference. I support Israel. Yes, I do. Through humanitarian reasons, right? Especially on that front. Hell no to putting boots on the ground. Israel has one of the best militaries in the Middle East. It can defend itself. And what's this idea that we need them? Well, they even admitted their intelligence agencies failed. So it's like, well, they missed that. Why are they going to help us suddenly if they can't even figure out what's happening in their own country? I don't know. Again, I support Israel. I'm just saying that there's no reason to put boots on the ground. Especially when we got Iran in the shit fest, Saudi Arabia, Turkey. It's a mess. We should be putting the American people first. How is that controversial? I don't get it. Chris Christie / Becky Edwards 2024. Nikki Haley should send her 2 sons first. Yeah. You notice these politicians, when they say we gotta go to war, they mean sending your kids to die. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about, oh, we have to fight in Israel. When they say we, they're talking about the schleps in like Wisconsin and Arkansas. Their sons and daughters, they should be sent over there, but not mine. Thoughts of Wisconsin and New York redistricting. New York, we got to see. Wisconsin, the map may not change. That's all we know. Our alliance with Israel is overrated, but I still respect it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, they're out there. They are a key alliance for us, but it's like, we shouldn't be bankrupting ourselves to fund them. We shouldn't. If they can't deal with Hamas themselves, I'm sorry, why the hell have we spent like $50 billion a year on them? A serious question. The next time politicians vote for a draft, they should be the first people to be drafted. Yeah. You should watch Hannity. Hell nah. Hell nope. No, no, no. Did you see the FNAF movie? Yes, I did. 6 out of 10. It is a decent movie. Some of the story stuff I hated, but they nailed the aesthetics of it. They nailed it. What do you think Johnson does next to put Dems in a lose-lose scenario? Maybe Ukraine aid for cuts to education? He's probably gonna do like, it would probably be something related to like the border, which I'm against, but that's the only way I think we get border security, if I'm being honest. Scott being a bachelor derailed his campaign, at least in Iowa. I agree. That whole situation is just, dude, something doesn't add up. You have a girlfriend, but you keep mentioning like every 5 seconds and, oh, well, secretly she exists, all right. She totally does. She's totally real, everybody. Not in my imagination, but she exists. I don't think she does. People thought Israel was going to collapse because they got surprised. I want to ask you one thing. Yom Kippur War of 1973. They got surprised by even bigger force kicked ass. Yeah. It's like, if they could win that war, which they, in hindsight, they probably shouldn't have, they should be fine here. Again, I support humanitarian aid, but no boots on the ground. We retake the Holy Lands. Maybe. Tim Scott is hiding a skeleton in the closet. Yeah. Hey, Rap, one of the neocon kids are spoiled. Yeah, well, all of them are. Like, all of them say, you need to fight in a war, but they never will. They want to send you to die some garbage war they started, but they never get sent anything. If you told me a horror movie based on a video game would have a serious chance of being an MCU movie 5 years ago, I would have laughed at you, yet here we are. Yeah. Well, because they at least put care into this movie. It's not like, MCU where it's the Marvels. Who the hell is going to watch the Marvels? We have to watch 2 shitty Disney Plus shows, and you have to watch a shitty Miss Marvel movie. Hell no to that. No way. Let's see. All right. So anyways, enough of that. Let's get back into it. Let's see what's happening. Who's a better ally, Turkey or Israel? Israel, definitely. It's so strange that Rufus, a 45-year-old man, does not have a girlfriend, let alone a family, is honestly sad. Yeah. It is. Three shows, actually. You have to watch Secret Invasion. Oh, that's even worse. At least WandaVision was okay, but you want me to watch Secret Invasion? No. When they made, like, the most overpowered superhero ever. Like, didn't that lady get, like, every power known to existence? Not fun. Would rather watch the FNAF movie 100 times than the modern Marvel/DC movie once. Well, I wouldn't say that. I would watch The Flash over FNAF. FNAF movie was decent, but yeah. Alright. Should we talk about Virginia real quick? What should we talk with, chat? Don't know. Hey, Rap, what do you watch? What? Watching Secret Invasion would be like watching a Christie Town Hall on steroids. Yeah, can you imagine watching a Christie's Town Hall for 8 hours? Yes, Kentucky. Okay, let's talk about Kentucky, actually. Because I actually have some hope there. Alright. Let me pull it up. Sam Madsen for 2. There's a Christie Town Hall. You're fake news. There's no Christie Town Hall. Yeah, there isn't. Fake. Thoughts on Loki season 2? Actually, pretty good. Pretty good. I don't trust any country in the Middle East, to be honest. Yeah, but Israel's far better than all those countries there, for being real. Let's see. Alright, so we got this. Blumph must do a rally for Cameron. He's not going to. But alright, we got the, let's talk about Kentucky, because a lot of people are concerned about it. You know, I'm one of those people that think that Beshear's going to win, but I don't think he's going to win by 15, like some people were saying. But alright, let's pull this up. Let's pull this up. Alright. Loki actually does stuff this season. Automatically better than season 1, yeah. In fact, just one incumbent lost in last year's gubernatorial contest across the country. And that's one thing that, you know, still boggles my mind. Only one incumbent lost last year. Makes you really wonder, was last year just an incumbency wave? I think it was. Because how many incumbents lost in the House? Like 2? 3? Trying to think here. Does anybody know what the, how many incumbents lost last year for the House? It's like 2 or 3. I can't think of anymore. It's like the lady in Virginia and, Harold in New Mexico. They lost the general, not counting primaries. Because you would include, like, few of them. Yeah, only 2. Like 2 or 3, and that's it. I guess Lawler in Florida, but that doesn't really count. All right. Ahead of the next month's race for governor, Democratic Governor Andy Beshear has been riding on incumbency and a huge advantage over the airwaves in his matchup against Republican opponent Daniel Cameron. Beshear has outspent Cameron in ads by more than 5-to-1 margin, 21 million to 4 million. When you add up all the current ad spending, Democrats still enjoy an almost 2-to-1 edge over the airwaves. 40 to 24 million. $40 million. They're outspending us by 16 million. And they wonder why this is happening. Look at this. Again, the polling I think should be off by a little bit, but it's like Cameron's been down in every single poll. He's been outspent by this much. Do they expect that he's going to magically win? What the hell's Ronna McDaniel doing? What the hell is Kim Reynolds doing? What? Seriously. What is Kim Reynolds doing as the head of the RGA? Beshear has been running advertisements touting his economic record, highlighting his bipartisanship accomplishments, and hitting Cameron on the issue of abortion. Cameron and Republicans, meanwhile, have aired TV ads trumpeting Donald Trump's endorsement of Cameron, knocking Beshear in education and his handling of COVID, and tying the Democratic governor to President Biden. Focusing on frickin' COVID and education, that's not what you need to focus on. In the state of Kentucky? Yes, focus on Trump's endorsement, that's big, especially in a state like Kentucky where Beshear is running on, I got a lot of Trump voters voting for me. Vote for me. You know what he should focus on? Focus on Trump's endorsement, focus on guns, and that's it. Guns and Trump's endorsement. This isn't, complicated, we need to figure out, we have to hit Beshear on education. In Kentucky. Focus on guns and the endorsement of Trump. Saying how Daniel Cameron is anti-Second I mean, what am I supposed to say to this? We don't know who will win the November 7th gubernatorial contest. It's going to probably be Andy Beshear. Like a 90%, I wouldn't say 90, like 80%. 80% chance he wins. If Beshear comes up on top in his red state, he'll be able to thank his incumbency and his big spending advantage. Yeah, he absolutely will. Because the GOP continues to be useless on this front. I thought we learned. No! Don't spend on freaking... Don't waste money on stuff like COVID. I'm sorry, but voters are caring less and less about it. Now focus on guns. Focus on crime. Focus on Trump's endorsement. Not this crap. The RGA continues to be one of the most useless organizations in the United States. Well, they funneled $50 million to DeSantis' presidential campaign, which is, I'm not even kidding when I say that. They funneled $50 million to DeSantis' presidential campaign. They funneled it. They can't spend $2 million on the governorship in Kentucky, which should be a competitive race. What the hell is Kim Reynolds doing? She needs to resign as the head of the RGA. If your DeSantis bias is getting to you, because DeSantis endorsed Kerry Craft, who took third, by the way, if that is causing you to screw with Cameron, you should not be the head of the RGA. They don't want to win. They don't want to win. They don't anymore. They suck. They suck. I cannot believe it's happened. Yeah. GOP moment. Exactly. You focus on education in Kentucky. You freaking buffoons. I bet you if Kelly Craft won the primary, Ron and McDaniel and the RGA will be giving her millions of dollars. Yeah. This is the irony of some of these idiots. Kerry Craft can self-fund. We have to give her $50 million. But Daniel Cameron, we can't give him a dime. It's unbelievable. And same thing with Citarelli. Absolutely. Jack Citarelli should be the governor of New Jersey right now. He got screwed. He ran one of the best campaigns in the country. Barnstorming the state, just everywhere. Shaking hands at every diners, meeting with countless voters, having a high turnout election. Guess what happens? The RJ doesn't give them a dime because they blew their load on California. Will you stream Santos's expulsion vote if it happens this week? Yes. I'm sorry, I'm just frustrated at the GOP. Looking at that number, I did not realize it was that bad. Spending freaking only nothing on Kentucky. Unbelievable. So what's the point? What's the point of the RGA if they can't spend a dime in Kentucky? Your whole point is to help make up the gap between the Democrats and the Republicans. Virginia's looking better than Kentucky. Absolutely. Which I still think Democrats win the state Senate. It's a 50-50 legislator, but who knows? Why does the GOP have to be so incompetent when it comes to races we can win? You want to know why? Do you want to know the real reason? Chat, you could ask a bunch of other people that, that work for campaigns, that work for the GOP, whatever. Here's what probably happens. And again, I don't know 100% because I'm not like a consultant, but it's like, here's what probably happens. And we know it actually happened in 2020. These assholes get one of two different type of polls. One that has them getting crushed in a landslide, or one that has them winning in a landslide. Take 2020, for example. Their internals, we know this now. Everybody thought Mike Garcia was DOA. Everybody thought Democrats were to gain seats in the House. So did the GOP. Their internal polls had them down by 20 or whatever. And so they played defensive. They focused on deep red seats. They focused on the grifters known as Kim Classic in Maryland. They focused on races that either they were never going to win or they were going to win no matter what. And guess what happened? They nearly took back the House. Fast forward to 2022. What did these dumbasses do? They focus on a Biden plus 15 seat before they focus on a Biden plus 4 seat in Ohio. Okay, actually, better example. Washington 3rd, which only a Trump plus 2 or 3 seat. Instead of giving some money to Joe Kent, like $1 million, just $1 million. He would have won, by the way. Just $1 million. They spent, and I gotta check the official number here, because it's, when you hear how much they actually spent on some of these elections, it's unbelievable. Open, let's see here. It was a district in Oregon that had no reason we should be spending that much money. Let me pull it up. Oregon. Where you at? Where are you at? There we go. Okay. Let's see. Right here. Do you want to know the most expensive election in the state of Oregon last year? Do you guys want to know? Because, again, I'm pulling up right now. Okay. Just give you perspective of the GOP's incompetence. This district here, all right, was a Biden plus 13 seat. Biden plus 13, mind you. Oregon 6. Republicans spent $4 million just in the Erickson campaign. Look at this. They spent $4 million, and like when you include the other spending, they spent like $8 million on this campaign. For perspective, Chavez DeRaymer spent $2.4 million of her own money. When you include it, they spent more on this race, when you look at the math, than they did on this one. I mean, what does that tell you about the GOP? But it's like, they spend more money on these way more Democrat seats than they do on seats that just spend $1 million. Just spend $2 million, and you probably win. All right. If anybody got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, whatever, send them now, because I think I'm probably going to head out again. It's just so frustrating that the GOP is not spending a dime in the state of California, or not California, state of Kentucky. But they're spending like $50 million on God knows what. Who should I vote for in Alabama's first? Barry Moore. Let's see here. What's this about Chris Christie? What? It's fake. Okay. Divisive primaries were also a primary reason. Yeah, that too. Not talking about Virginia. We will next week, or sometime this week. Lamau Christie, who will then endorse Haley when he drops out after New Hampshire. Yeah, I'm gonna laugh if he does. So I'm not saying anything about the Chris Christie stuff. I think it's fake. Better be. I'm hoping. I actually kind of want Mike Pence to endorse Christie for the memes. Rap, do you think North Carolina's governorship will go red? Hopefully. Hopefully Mark Robinson becomes the next governor of the great state. But anyways, folks, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the stream, smash the like button down below. Hold on. Hey, Rap, if you were able to reform the GOP in 3 key ways, strategically, politically, aesthetically, etc., how would you do it? Okay. 1, strategically. Here's what I would do for common sense. Spend early. What I mean by that? Instead of waiting till November 1st to start spending money on, like, a competitive House seat. Right when the primary ends, get $5 million worth of ads and say California's 13th or whatever. The day it happened, after, immediately. Go on the airwaves, hammer the Democrats. Absolutely. And early on, focus on the easier districts to hold on to, right? Say like Washington 3rd, or not Washington 3rd. Better examples like Mark Millanero. He's like a D+4 seat. He can absolutely hold on. Focus on that very much early on. And then after, say, November or October, then start focusing more resources on trying to pick off a couple of the more difficult seats to hold on to. Politically, yeah, a more America First party. Aesthetically, yeah, America First. That's unallooptable. But yeah, I think that's the main way to do it. Anyways, folks, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, or stream I should say, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you all so much. Godspeed to all.